Okay. Hi, this is Rachel Carson, and I'm going to be interviewing my grandma, Mildred Lawrence, who was born in 1922, which puts her at 90 years old today. So we'll get started with the first question. In your opinion, who was your favorite president, or who made the biggest impact during or before the 1960s?
Well, it's not really in the 60s. The biggest impact that I've had with a president would be Theodore Roosevelt in the 40s.
Yeah.
Because I was so involved with that.
What did you like about him?
Well, I loved his fireside chats and his association with Eisenhower and Churchill. They were always the main three.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Okay. Second question. What is your opinion about the big draft that was going on? Did you help in any way with the war effort?
Yes, I did, and I was quite involved because my boyfriend, which I met in high school, and we were 15, and he was called when he was 18 to the draft, and of course we'd been going together for quite a while. And well, I guess it was in the 20s. I was 20, and when he came home after boot camp, we got married, and then he was shipped out. And while he was overseas, I worked in the airplane factories at Roar in San Diego.
Yeah.
Trim and drill department on the big heavy metals.
Was it mostly women who worked?
Oh yes, there were mostly women, and the ones in trim and drill was right next to where I worked, and it was very strenuous for women. They would even faint on the job.
Really?
They had to stand at the bench. We were making 60 cents an hour. We thought that was big pay.
Okay, then we'll go on to the third question. What were your biggest concerns during the 1960s?
Well, I'm still going back to 40s because that's where my big concern was that my husband, because we got married just before he left for overseas, he was in the European landing right there in England, and he went across to France, I guess 18 days after the invasion. And my big concern was that he was going to come back, and he did within 3 years.
That's good then. And then that was in what year?
That was in 43, 40, well, no, it was 44 and 5.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Question number 4. Where were you when you heard we had just landed on the moon?
Well, that I'm not really sure, but I do remember the shuttle, the one that was launched, and I was teaching at the time in a 3rd grade class, and the other 3rd grade teacher and we knew they were going to launch that shuttle, so we put our classes together and it was showing on TV, and that's the one that blew up. And it was quite traumatic for our children. We hardly knew what to do. But we had to endure it.
Yeah.
But it's quite an experience.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 5. Was religion a big part of your lifestyle? Was religion a big part of your community?
Oh yes, religion has always been, because we've educated our children in Christian education in church schools, and it was a big part. And they went on to the university, so we're very fortunate that our children, and now our grandchildren, are heading the same way, which is great.
Compared to like times today, would you say that religion is more involved in communities back then? Or
well,
today?
It wasn't. Yeah, well, I would think it is. I think that's according to where you are.
Well,
and what area you're living in. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very much so. Anyway, in our lives.
Yeah.
And in our family and generations before it.
Okay, number 6. What bands or music did you listen to? Did you attend any concerts?
Yes, when my husband came home, he went to school on the GI Bill, so we had three children at the time, two children, and this was several years he took advantage, before he took advantage of the GI Bill. We had two children when he went to college, the university, and we took advantage of, tell me again what
The question was, what bands or music did you listen to?
Oh, many concerts were offered at the university, so we always took advantage of all the opportunities that we could take, and which was very educational.
Yeah. Okay, number 7. What do you recall about the movies of your day? Who were the famous movie stars?
Well, at the time, we didn't go to many movies, but I did really enjoy Shirley Temple's movies.
Yeah.
And really, we didn't do many, because we didn't have the money at that time. We're trying to maintain a family and keep them going, and we didn't have the extras at that time.
How much were movies?
Oh, I guess bread at that time was about 40 cents, maybe 50 cents at the most. So movies would probably been less than $1, maybe $1.50.
Which is big money.
Popcorn, a lot cheaper.
Okay, number 8. What did you wear? What was in style in the 1960s for guys and girls?
Well, in the styles, I would think more conservative. Evidently, we were at a seminary university, so many people were dressing at that time very conservative, but dresses weren't way up, but they were below the knee just barely. Very nice, very, I would say elegant at times, and not long. It was dressed nice, not provocative dressing. And men always have about the same style with nice shirts and collars. It's usually they go by either a narrow collar or a wide collar, or that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Number 9. Describe a normal day for you in 1965.
Oh, well, let's go up to 1965. I was working still. I was working in the dental assistant. I was a dental assistant for about 20 years, and worked on my degree at night. I went to college, and I got my degree in 72. So around 60, and though I had the two children, so I was working as a substitute teacher. At that time, you didn't need to have a degree in order to teach. So I worked as a substitute teacher and went to school nights. So I was able to finish. So it's never too late to get a degree.
Yeah.
Keep your education going. Now when you're young, do it now. Don't quit school.
Okay. Number 10. Yeah. What would you say are the biggest changes between 2013 and 1960?
2013 and 1960. There's been a lot of advancement. Look at technology, how it's going. No such things of computers there. And telephones and cell phones. We didn't have that. It was a lot, and you're very careful about calling long distance because it was very expensive at that time.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of shocking when anyone can pick up their cell phone and call clear to New York from California, and so those sort of things. And I think things are a little more liberal than they were in the early years.
Yeah.
Kind of on the Puritan side way back. When I was a little girl, it's just ancient, a long time ago.
Okay, well, thank you. This has been Mildred Lawrence on these 10 questions. So.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that was good.